Karen, the military has merged with the government scientists to try and contain the vicious outbreak of zombies across the globe, calling themselves the ASMG, or the American Science Military for Zombies. That's right, and despite the mayhem around us, the conspiracy theorists are pouring in, blaming the ASMG for creating zombies for population control, accusing the government of killing off 80% of the population in order to form a peaceful, one-world government. All that is certain is that most conspiracy theorists are getting their information from a podcast named JiG and Eddie Rotten. Here's some of Eddie Rotten's rant just before the ASMG moved in.
That's what we have to do as a team. That's what we have to do together. We can defeat the zombies. We can defeat the ASMG. All the ZFC across the world. Come together. Get your food. Get your water. Get your guns. Get your ammo. It's the JiG and Eddie Rotten Zombie Life Podcast!
Hello, welcome to another episode of the Zombie Life Podcast. I'm Jig, if you don't know that already. Ed's not with me. We're actually doing this a little bit different today because I've been a bit hooked up with work and Ed's been a bit hooked up with work over the weekends. We haven't actually had a chance to come and record together. So what we're going to do is I'm going to be recording the first half an hour, 45 minutes, and then Ed's going to take over and record the second half. So you'll still get both of this in one podcast, but just separately. So basically I'll be taking you through the question of the week, voicemails. We'll go through all those. I might throw in some clips and some music maybe, and I want to talk about the Batman massacres, the gentleman who killed the Batman. The people in the Batman screener, and play a clip about that, and then go from there really. So we'll see how we get on. But I do want to start off with a few shout outs. I normally do these at the end of the show, but because Ed's taking the end of the show, I thought I'd rather do it at the beginning and then let him sort out the back bit. The shout outs, obviously you can find us on Twitter. I'm at Jamie Jigtuffen, and Ed's at Eddie Rotten. You can also find our show at ZMBL Podcast, and also look out for at Wardust Designs and at Marky Mark Young. You can also find us on Facebook. We are JiG, the letter N, Eddie, and you can also find our Facebook pages, Zombie Life Podcast Facebook page and ZFC Worldwide Facebook page, and you can also find Wardust. They're facebook.com/Wardust. And also I said I'd do a shout out for Mark's Wardust Day. If you could all get involved, that'd be fantastic. It's on the Monday the 20th of August from midday UK time. So you'd have to sort out where you are if you're in another country, sort out the time difference and find out where you are, and basically what he wants you to do is tweet or put your Facebook status as #Wardust to promote Wardust for him, and that'd be a big help. So they're all the shout outs I want to get going through. We'll start off with the question of the episode, so let's get into the show. The question that we give out in episode 2 I think was, in the event of the zombie apocalypse, what 3 things would you grab? We didn't specify anything, so we were just interested to see what 3 things people come up with. I had a lot of people email and say, like, does that include family members, does that include this, does that include that? It was whatever you wanted it to be. You know, I did say to a few people that maybe like young kids didn't really count, because you would have to grab them, but at the same time people just instantly said I'd grab me kids. So I've got 3 voicemails, so I'll play those first and I'll read out some of the people's emails as well. The first one is from John, who I think is a relation of Ed. So this is what he had to say.
Assuming that a 72-hour kit is not included as one of the 3 items, because that's certainly the first thing I would grab. So assuming that we're not going to get a kit full of stuff as one of the things, number 1, a gun with some ammo, preferably a 22, because we can shoot a whole bunch of 22 shells without spending a whole lot of money, and we can carry a lot more shells of those than we can with like an AK or an M4. So 22, lots of shells. Second, machete. We're going to run out of bullets eventually, and machete just kind of works on all kinds of levels. 3, water filtration, some kind of water filters, because we're going to get thirsty and going to need something to drink. There will probably be water, may not be all that good. I want filters. So that's my 3 things that I would take in the case of an apocalypse.
Fantastic. Thank you for that, John. Much appreciated. Yeah, definitely. I totally agree with what you're saying. Obviously, the first thing you're going to need is some sort of weapon. Obviously, over here in the UK, it's a bit harder to get hands on like guns and stuff like that. But definitely some sort of like machete or sharp tool to do the job would be fantastic. And yeah, definitely a water purifier. That is a great idea, because obviously, you know, the water's not going to stay nice forever. You're going to have to get your sources elsewhere from rivers, streams, and it might be contaminated. And bottled water's not going to be around forever, so water purifier is a fantastic idea. So yeah, definitely. Right, our next caller is Philip S. So let's see what he had to say.
So I would end up bringing a shotgun for self-preservation, some form of alcohol, because the water is probably contaminated some way, and if my wife hasn't been infected yet, I would let her come along.
Fantastic. Yeah, definitely, once again, water purifier. I think a lot of people have got the right idea. Weapons, water purifier. I'd like to think if your wife or your partner hadn't turned, that you take her along as well. So yeah, definitely. Thank you, Philip, for that call. Our third and final call is from G. For any of you who listened to the interview with G, you'll know what he's like. He seems like a nice bloke, but if I remember rightly, this is definitely some not mild content, let's put it that way. So prepare yourselves, but this is what G had to say.
Well, I would take, for zombie apocalypse happen today, I would take my bitch with me, because I want some ass.
Bitch?
Yep, oh my bad, my baby with me, because I want some ass.
Hey, go get me some toilet paper out of the
You're being recorded.
I don't care, I need to write my food in. Go get me some toilet paper.
Okay, let me go get her some toilet paper in a minute. Okay, I'm gonna take my girl with me, because I need some ass before I die.
I'll just drip dry.
I'm gonna take some
Go get me some toilet paper.
I'm gonna take some steaks so I can stab these motherfuckers in their heart. And then probably about 3 kilos of cocaine so I can stay up all fucking night and never sleep.
Vampires in the heart grave. Zombies are already dead. You can't kill them.
Well, what the fuck am I supposed to
Go
do?
get me some toilet paper.
Toilet paper for what?
I need to wipe.
Wipe what?
Oh my god.
G, you are actually a legend. You are fantastic, and you are my new hero. But well, yeah, yeah, definitely. If cocaine's your way forward, go for it. There weren't any right or wrong answers to this, so yeah, whatever you're happy with. But yeah, thank you to those three for calling in. It's much appreciated. We do encourage everybody to, when they call in, to use our SpeakPipe account. If you head over to http the colon, I think it's called the dot above each other, and then / zombielifepodcast.wordpress.com. I think Ed's in the middle of trying to sort it out, so it will be just zombielifepodcast.com, but we'll obviously update you when that happens via Facebook and Twitter. So yeah, thank you for those three for calling in, much appreciated. I have a couple of emails for a few people that were a bit too freaked out about using the voicemail service, but hopefully they'll build up their courage and get involved with SpeakPipe, because it saves me reading them out. Right, so the first one is from Sam Holly, who's a regular listener, and by the sounds of things he's a bit of a legend as well. So this is what Sam Holly had to say. He put, "Yeah, okay, Jig, I admit it, I'm a bottling wuss." Yes, you are. Can you smell the fear from here? Yes, I can. Bastard voicemail. Anyway, on the subject of 3 things to grab, it would have to be the missus and the 2 kids. See, so he's gone down the other route. He's gone for family. I've decided to stay put in the event of anything happening. We've got plenty of tinned and dried food for a couple of weeks till we suss out the situation. If it happens when we're at work and school, then I'll have to just go off Rick Grimes style to look for them. Don't know where I'll get a horse from though. You can borrow my girlfriend's if you live anywhere near Harwich. But anywhere, anyway, I think I've got that right. Anyway, in the UK, we're fucked. If it happens, no guns, no decent weapons of any sort. Wow, you got to look. There's a lot of sharp weapons. Get yourself a machete. You must be able to find them somewhere. Hardware stores or something like that. Or even a spade or a baseball bat I'd be happy with. And finally, Eddie, your fruit-related tranquilizer date rape song. Am I right, or is it just my strange mind? Jig will fill you in on the details. We had a conversation, Ed, about one of the songs. I can't remember. I think it was Strawberry. We played it on the last episode. I think episode 2. And he listened to it and he thought it was a song about fruit-related date rape. So you'll have to fill us in on that and let us know what it's about, Ed. So yeah, anyway, cheers for that, Sam Holly, much appreciated. You'll have to try and fight your fear and call in through SpeakPipe next time. The next person who emailed in was my main man, Luke Smith, who I work with. He put, he's at Merck, which basically what it means, where we work, we look after a compound full of cars and like tractors and diggers and stuff like that. So he was down there at work at the time, so he's put, for one, a car. He'd grab a copy of Nuts magazine, which is like a blokey magazine with tits in, and me ciggies, and head straight to Morrison's, which is a local shopping centre. So yeah, nice and basic. But to be honest, Luke, have you not thought about maybe going to Morrison's? Maybe if people are there, would they all be infected as well? You never know. You could be running into trouble there, mate. So I'll maybe double take on the Morrison's idea. But yeah, if you can live on Nuts magazine and cigarettes, then go for it, mate. Not a problem. And last but not least, last email is from Star, who we also had on episode 2. For those of you who don't know Star, she is part of the EddieRotten.com story. So if you don't know anything about that, head over to EddieRotten.com and check out the story so far. She put, she was the one who asked me if kids counted, so I said, well, to be honest, you're probably going to pick up a kid anyway, so I'll say no to that. So she put, I wouldn't leave her behind, she would just take up one of my options. Okay, so apart from my daughter, I'd have to stay a hunting knife, extra clothing and my cell phone, and she'd probably head for some sort of sporting goods store. So yeah, maybe fill us in. Maybe why would you go to a sporting goods store? Any reason? Why not like a hardware store or something like that? Maybe, I don't know. Obviously you've got your reasons. Yeah, obviously I would totally agree. You would have to pick up your daughter. If I had a kid, I wouldn't be able to leave her behind, or him behind, shall I say. And yeah, once again, hunting knife, some sort of, weapon, self-defense weapon. So yeah, well done. Thank you ever so much for all those people who emailed in, called in. It was much appreciated. So now it's down to me. What would I grab? What are the first 3 things I would grab in the event of a zombie apocalypse? Now, obviously at the time it depends on where I am. At the moment I'm sitting at home. So my partner isn't here, but if she was here, I would assume that she would follow me, so I wouldn't have to grab her as one of my 3 things. So I think I would grab my cell phone,